and welcome, Lynx here, and this is Crystalline. The last episode was fun, very fun, until we know what happens. If you don't, check out the previous video, I guess. It's been tough. Hopefully we can still repair all of that, kind of. Even though we didn't break anything, but still. Next morning, sunlight fills the room and wakes me. I groan, hoisting the blanket over my face. I feel awful. I barely got any sleep the night before. And it's not even on a positive note. Everything that happened last night crashes down me like a tidal wave. I groan, running a hand over my face. This is going to be a long day. The Pango blinked at me. He cocks his head. He gives me a little nudge with his face. Sorry, I'm fine. The Pango's face settles into a worried expression. I sigh and sit up. The Pango squeaks as he rolls down my chest and onto the bed. Sorry, little buddy. I pick him up and place him on my shoulder. I'm ready to go upstairs and meet the others. How about you? He frowns. He gives me a look, indicating that he's still not entirely convinced I'm entirely okay. I'll be fine, let's go. Even so, it feels difficult to even get out of bed. I force myself down the stairs, but no one else is there yet. Suddenly I hear a clatter of footsteps. My stomach swoops with anxiety and hope. Part of me hopes it's Leanna, the other half doesn't, because I'm not sure how to act around her. But I see a pair of black boots and then a flash of brown ponytail. I let out a sigh of relief. It's just Zach and Kara. Hey guys. Half dead basically, Zach nods.
Hey.
I notice a few more scratches on his neck and collarbone again. Kara seems to be in her usual cheaper mood, a bit too cheaper. If Zach's wild hair and marks didn't indicate what happened yesterday, Kara's smirk sure does. A slow smile tugs at my mouth. Hey Zach, I never saw you again last night. Zach blinks.
What?
I really missed you. You never came home.
Sorry, he was a bit tied up last night.
His face burns red. There is another trail of footsteps coming from behind me. My spine locks. Locks.
Greetings.
I turn around. Emmy's there and Leanna is with her. I notice their arms are full of supplies. They must have gotten up early to go shopping. My heart cracks all over again. Just seeing Leanna and being around her, it hurts. Leanna's face burns with a blush.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, hey. I really don't know how to act around her now. She doesn't seem to know either. She twists her hands and avoids eye contact.
We got all of the supplies, so we don't have to linger here any longer. We can get going.
I nod. Okay, sounds good. I really don't want to be in this town anymore. Traveling might help take my mind off of things.
Let's get going.
Kara and Zach blink. They share a look with each other, but don't push it.
Okay.
We make our way out of the inn. Soon we find ourselves out of the town and onto a new path. I remain quiet as we travel, immersed in my own swirling thoughts. Leanna avoids my contact, giving me space. Maybe she's trying to be respectful of my feelings, or maybe she just can't stand to look at me. I don't know which thought is more comforting. They both leave me feeling empty. Dragging my feet, I lag behind the others, but I just can't seem to muster the energy to keep up. I keep replaying last night in my head. The evening was going perfectly, until... I sneak a glance at Leanna, who walks beside me. She stares straight ahead of her. Her walk looks stiff, like she's not comfortable in her own skin. Her hair sways with her hips, and I remember how soft it felt tickling my skin. Almost as soft. Her touch. My heart tightens as I shake my head. I can't linger on these thoughts. But I can't ignore how much I want to be near her. Having to hold back is torture. Those feelings don't disappear overnight. Yeah, that's true. Is this as hard for her as it is for me? Who knows? As night falls, we find a place to camp. We split up camp duties per usual, with Zack and Kara preparing dinner and Leanna and I searching for firewood. We search in silence. I feel like I should say something, but I don't know what. Sometimes I catch Leanna casting glances my way. She looks like she wants to tell me something, but doesn't. Dinner is quiet. We talk, but the conversation quickly trails off. I barely touch my food, but I can't eat anymore. After cleanup, I slip away and take a seat alone. The stars shine brightly in the sky, but they just remind me of Leanna. The grass rustled beside me.
Boy?
The Pango looks up at me with wide eyes. Hey, Pango.
Boy.
Whoa. He beams at me. I return his smile, but it doesn't reassure him. His face falls.
Boy, boy.
So, little man, I'm just not in the mood.
Boy.
He deflates, then snuggles up to me.
Boy, boy.
I smile weakly as another voice interrupts.
Hey,
Kara sits down beside me. She gives the Pango a short pat. Hey. She pauses waiting, then she gently nudges me.
come on, spill it.
Spill what?
Something's got you down. What is it?
I'm fine. I can't remember what happiness feels like. I don't want to talk about it. Let's go with... this one, whatever. Kara, what does happiness feel like? It's been so long, I can't even remember.
Oh, that's not true. You know what being happy feels like.
She pulls me to a hug, resting my head against her chest. Oh, yeah! Okay, I'm starting to remember. With a little laugh, she lets me go.
It has something to do with Leanna, doesn't it?
What makes you say that?
You guys keep looking at each other and sighing, and you haven't done anything cute today. Obviously something is up.
Do I tell her? But she and Leanna are friends too.
Did you two have a fight?
Not exactly. Maybe I should just tell her, but I don't want to make things weird. Kara's brows knit.
You didn't break up, did you?
Oh! I remain quiet and her eyes widen.
You two broke up.
Reluctantly, I know she lets out a long sigh.
Oh no! But you two were so cute together. What happened?
I clicked the wrong button, that's what happened. No. It just wasn't meant to be, I guess.
Of course it was. You two are perfect for each other. Are you sure you can't work it out?
It just doesn't make sense. Like Leanna said, I'm going to have to go home to my family and friends, and it's not like Leanna can come with me. She has her life here. Kara sighs deeply. She looks frustrated, but understanding.
You do have a point. But that still sucks.
I know! Yeah, it does. She faces me, her expression soft.
Seriously though, I'm sorry you're going through this. I get that you want your space right now, and I'll give it to you. But if you ever do want to talk, I'm all ears.
She's great. Thanks. She gives my shoulder a comforting squeeze before pushing herself to her feet. Without word, she rejoins the group. I shift position and feel the Pango steer beside me. He blinks up at me again and cocks his head.
Boy?
Oh, did you hear all of that too?
Boy.
Yeah. It's better to have loved though. Don't make my mistake, little boy. But don't let this scare you. It's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. It's even better if you were loved, I guess. Probably. He cocks his head to the side.
Boy, boy?
I look back out at the stars. Suddenly the Pango bounced away towards the camp. I must have scared him off. I sigh and lean back on my elbows. After a few minutes the Pango returns, a crystal in his mouth. He drops it in my lap, then nudges my hand, urging me to pick it up. What's this?
Boy!
I turn the crystal around in my hand. It's my old wind crystal I gave him when he was upset about that girl Pango. The realization dawns on me. I gave him a crystal when he was upset with a girl, and now that I'm upset with a girl, he is giving me the crystal back. The Pango watches me expectantly. This can be fixed with a crystal. Oh, the cute thing. Oh, this is yours for... let's save this one, yeah. Thanks, but I can't accept this. I gave this to you. I offer the crystal back to him, but he jumps back, shaking his head.
Boy.
I guess I have no choice but to take this back. I smile, genuinely warmed by the Pango's attempt to cheer me up. Thank you. He beams. As the evening wears on and the campfire dies down, Leanna gently approaches me. Oh boy. This is going to be fun. I look up to her as she stands awkwardly beside me.
Hey.
Hey. There's a pause as I wait for her to fill the silence.
How are you doing?
Her eyes are full of concern as she twists her hands nervously. I understand why it had to be done, what do I care? Oh, okay, I guess. None of those options! I feel like shit! I shrug. I'm fine, I guess. She furrows her brows as sadness returns her eyes.
I'm sorry.
The words escape her. What's done is done. All we can do now is just try to move past it. So what did you want to talk to me about?
Oh, it's just that it's getting late, and the rest of us are going to go to sleep. Maybe you should come back and get some rest too.
I think I'm pretty comfortable here. I nod. The Pango sits on my shoulder as I push myself to my feet. Together with Leanna, we return to the camp. I roll at my bedroll and lie down. I feel the Pango cuddle against me as I close my eyes. After a while, my thoughts quiet and I finally drift to sleep. Oh, where is this going? The next morning we get up bright and early. Everyone seems to be in a more serious mood as we clean up the camp. We're getting really close to the Shadow Temple and the wave of what we might find there waves on all of us. After we pack up, we continue on towards the Shadow Temple. The sky is clear and beautiful, but the sun is hot. It seems to beat on the back of our necks. The path is dusty, the sand pristine, but hard to walk in. After a while I realize I'm getting desperately thirsty. I take a swig from my canteen. Thankfully we packed before heading out. I wonder how Zack can manage to keep his trench coat on this whole time. Even Leanna looks a little stuffy in her armor. Kara is the only one who doesn't seem bothered by the weather. After what seems to be forever, we come across a temple ruin into the night. The stones are charcoal grey. It seems to be humming with a deep old magic. I can feel it from here. Something fizzy and crackling. A type of energy that settles deep within my bones without having to even enter.
This is it.
Leanna notes.
Yeah.
Kara grips her knives.
It's probably best we all stay close. We don't know where we're going to find Void. Or whatever else we might find in there.
Leanna draws her sword. Her manipulator gives off a faint glow. I ready my sword as well.
Right. Let's get going. Everyone, stay close.
We nod and together enter the temple. The temple is surprisingly dark and cool. There is a gentle breeze coming from somewhere. It wisps around the back of my neck like the lips of a ghost. A shiver runs down the left of me. I'm unsure if I should be thankful or frightened. How is this place so cold when it's located in a desert? Good. Do you not know how deserts work? It is like that at night. The walls are grey and edged with glowing, lime green symbols. The stones here look rough and uneven, but the ground is dry and clear of any sound. The only sounds are the hammering of my heart and the crunch of our boots against stone. We stumble through the dark, taking small steps, fearful that we could turn a corner and stumble across Void at any minute. We keep inching onward. After what feels like an eternity, we stumble across an open area inside the temple. Wait, now that I think about it, was Pixel Fate the one that loves using like onward, leftward, rightward, backward? I think it's them. It was so weird. Leanna frowns.
This is strange. No one is here.
Kara keeps her voice low.
Maybe they're deeper inside the temple somewhere.
Leanna draws furrow.
Maybe. I just feel like we would have heard them or seen them by now.
Zach's jaw clenches.
This could be a trap.
A chill runs down my spine.
If that is the case, it does us no good to stay in one place. It is best to move on and see if we can find Void, or the Shadow Elemental.
The others agree.
Right. Then let's keep going.
Our footsteps echo in the quiet. Zach leads the way with his guard up. Kara stays close to him, leave Leanna and Emily walking side by side. I take another step. The temple seems to be getting darker as shadows curl at my feet. I squint as the light grows fainter and fainter and the shadows grow longer and longer.
Be careful.
Leanna's voice sounds far away, but she was right next to me a minute ago. Yeah? My voice feels flat and dull against the emptiness. No echoes resound. In fact, I can't even hear my friend's footsteps anymore as the shadows thicken in the air. Soon the darkness overtakes me and I stumble, my hands out in front of me. Emmy, do you think you could light us some fire? I'm met with silence. I mean, you can do that too, right? Emmy? Glancing around, I'm surrounded by total darkness, with no signs of my friends. Only a black abyss looms in front of me. I feel the tightness as the shadows squeeze closer to me. I close my eyes as I feel the whisper of a breath on the back of my neck. Then suddenly it stops. Huh? What the fuck? The library is far more quiet than I would have expected at this time of night. The only sound is the gentle hum of the air conditioner. Wow, that was too close. I blink my eyes wide open, then I stiffly yawn as I stretch to wake myself up. Focus. Funnels are just around the corner, so I can't afford to slack off. What the fuck is going on? Glancing at me, I notice that I'm the only person left in the study's cubicles. It is getting pretty late. I'll go back to the dorms as soon as I finish that last chapter. I flip through the book, only a few more pages to go. I can do this. What is going on? Sting my resolve, I refocus on my textbook. The words in the books blur together as my eyelids grow heavy. I try to keep my eyes open, but my eyelids continue to drop. I'll just rest them for a second. Something jerks me awake and my eyes blink open. A bright light illuminates the room, blinking me until all I can see is a stark whiteness. I throw my arm over my eyes to shield it from the light. What is going on? After a few seconds pass, the light seems to dim, but it doesn't feel like the same fluorescent glow of the library bulbs. What is going on here? Carefully I unwind and bring my arm down, squinting at a pale blue sky. A mild breeze tousles my hair, blades of grass tickle my neck as they wave in the wind. Where am I? I'm about to push myself up off the ground when something pops into view. A round blue blob with two dark eyes blinks at me.
Boy?
What? Why are we relieving everything? Why does this guy look kind of familiar? When it's my stare, it opens its small mouth and takes a dainty bite of my nose. Hey! The creature's bite doesn't sting, but did I restart the game somehow? But feels like a cool splash of water before it can take another ice crumb to my feet. The creature stumbles off my head and falls to the ground. Once it lands, it shakes itself off with a gelatinous tremble, clearly unfazed. It hops on my foot and opens its mouth again, but I quickly shake it off. It rolls off my foot and into the dirt, then rights itself again.
Boy.
It pouts and continues to watch me, but doesn't attempt another bite. Tango?
Boy?
I take in the scattering of trees around me. Their tall branches kiss the sky. There is a winding dirt trail which weaves through the trees. As I follow with my gaze, I see smoke billowing out of the thatched roofs of the village in the far distance. Where the hell am I? The last thing I remember is...
Boy?
Glance down at the blue creature. What? At my response, it leaps up. Woo! The pango jumps higher than I remember. It starts me and I instinctively step back. I don't notice the other person until too late. We painfully collide and I lose my balance before toppling over. Fortunately, my hands catch myself, protecting my fall. When I open my eyes, I see a woman. Her eyes are scrunched shut and her mouth is twisted in a grimace. Her long blonde hair is splayed out around her. As she lets out a small groan, she blinks open her eyes and fixes her gaze on me. Wait, she looks familiar. This girl, I know her. Wait, Leanna? She blinks.
What?
I have an uneasy feeling in my stomach. Something about her. Something that happened. Why do I feel like someone punched me in the gut?
Get off me!
Huh? A flash of blue light stings my eyes. Suddenly I'm shot off with a roaring wind. It groans and shoves me backwards onto the ground. Oh! Leanna scrambles to her feet. She draws her sword. Whoa, 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 whoa! What are you doing? Her eyes narrow.
How do you know my name?
What? Confusion washes over me. What are you saying? For some reason my heart clenches. Something about Leanna seems painful, but I can't put my finger on why that is. My stomach squirms. I rise to my feet. You don't remember me? Leanna doesn't answer. She watches me, her gaze cool and guarded. I shift under her stare. I glance around the place. It looks like I'm in a meadow. Hey, where are we? Her defense stays up.
What do you mean, where are we?
Something just feels off. Maybe you can show me the way to... Wait, I try to remember. Where did she take me for? She lead me somewhere, didn't she? The Mage Academy. Can you take me there? I'm not sure where it is anymore.
Get away from me, you creep!
Horror washes over me. What? She spins on her heel with a whirl of blonde hair and dashes away. What? Wait! But it's no use, she doesn't stop. This isn't right. This isn't how I remember everything's going. Something's off. It has to be, but... I glance around. Where am I? Meadow Hill. Illumia. Bazada. Oh my god, you want me to remember the names? Holy fuck. I don't know. I don't know. You think I remember stuff like that? Come on. Oh my god. Oh. I bet it's important right now. I bet it's important. I don't know. Meadow Hill, Illumia, Bazada. Okay, Bazada definitely not. Was it Meadow Hill or Illumia? Fuck. Yeah, this place was called Meadow Hill. It looks the same, but somehow it still feels so different. After Meadow Hill, Leanna led me to the Mage Academy where Zack and Demi joined our group, but Kara joined us somewhere else. Where was that? Ember Mist? Ember Mist, that was it! She helped us go through the Fire Temple. And we've been traveling together for a long time, but I can't shake this thing that something significant happened recently. Where did we all last go together? Maju! That's right, the city outside of the Heaven Guard, where Leanna... My mind freezes. Where she broke up with me. Did I make the correct choices? I think so. I hope so. I actually did not do the rolling. It took me a while to gamble on my thoughts, though. I feels like I was just punched in the gut. All this isn't right. Lee and I, we were together. We aren't strangers. This place, it can be real Meadow Hill. This can be the real Essaria. As soon as that last thought passes through my head, the sky cracks. A shimmer of warmth rushes into Meadow Hill out and floods it with white light. I cringe and shield my eyes with my hands. So do I. I jerk awake. The light is gone.
Boy!
Huh? I can feel the pango resting on my chest, but he just looks like a blurry blue blob. I blink rapidly, forcing my vision to refocus. The pango's eyes shimmer with tears. He nudges my cheek as he's trying to wake me. His little voice is tinged with distress. Hey, it's alright. I'm okay. The Pongo perks up at my voice. I reach out and pet the top of his head. Hey, it's okay. He wobbles underneath my touch. I feel him start to relax. He hops onto my shoulder, snuggling close to my neck. I force myself to stand. The room sways a little. It takes me a full minute to realize I'm back in the Shadow Temple. I groan and rub the back of my head. What was that? I feel the Pongo shrug. So we didn't see any of that. He blinks. Apparently not. Was it all just a dream? I look around. Where did the others go? I blink away the rest of the blurriness from my vision and see the others are sprawled out across the floor. My stomach lurches with alarm. What happened? Are they hurt? Leanna is the closest to me. I stumble as I rush over to her. Leanna! I reach out, attempting to shake her awake. As soon as I touch her, that same blind light explodes my vision. I flinch, squeezing my eyes shut. Then slowly the light begins to fade. What? Huh? I open my eyes. Isn't this Leanna's home? We're all seated at a table for breakfast. The tension is taut in the air.
Oh, spare me the theatrics. How could this be your dream? Don't you realize how dangerous it is to be a Mage-Knight?
Yes, I do realize that. I live it every day. But at least, as a Mage-Knight, I'm well equipped to take care of myself. I've been trained to handle danger.
She shakes her. He shakes his head.
You can't be prepared for every circumstance. What if you get ambushed, outnumbered, or overwhelmed in battle? What if your teammates fall and you're the only one left?
So what if that does happen? How can we live life based on hypotheticals? What if I became ill? What if I couldn't bear children? Would you still force me to get married? But if those things happened, I wouldn't be able to fulfill my duty as a lady in the House of Dawn. Then what?
Her father scolds and waves a hand dismissively.
That's not the same. Those are all based on chance. You aren't throwing yourself into situations which would allow those things to occur. As a Mage-Knight, you're walking into those scenarios every day.
Leanna points a finger at Leon. Her voice is shrill as she tries to keep her composure.
What about Leo then? He's a Mage-Knight who walks into danger every day. Why aren't you worried about him?
Because it's his responsibility to serve and protect as a man in the House of Dawn.
For once, Leanna is speechless. Silence settles over her table like a heavy blanket. Her mother stares at her lap, as still as a statue. Leon opens and closes his mouth, as if he wants to speak but can't find the words to say. Her father nods.
Now that you've come to your senses, we can discuss the details of the engagement.
No.
Their rage returns to her father's face.
How many times must we go round in this endless game? When will you accept your responsibility as a lady in the House of Dawn?
Leon's voice is scary calm.
If this is what it takes to be a Dawn, then I don't want to be a Dawn anymore.
Then her parents laugh.
Fine.
Shock spreads across Leanna's face.
What?
He shrugs.
If you refuse to fulfill your responsibility as a Dawn, then you have no right to call yourself a Dawn.
Yada yada does it. And that's where I come in clutch. Boom. None of this is right. Her father was mortified when Leanna suggested throwing away her family name before. Leanna, what isn't your father?
What?
She looks around. Can she hear me? I tried raising my voice. Think about it. Your father would never say something like that. She freezes. Yes, she can hear me. Don't you think all of this is strange? Her head turns in the direction of my voice, but I don't think she can see me.
Leanna, are you listening to me?
She turns to face him. Her posture becomes straighter.
I understand now.
She shakes her head.
I understand now. You are not my family. My father would never say something like that.
You're welcome! Just like before, there's another blinding flash of light. It engulfs the room until it burns my eyes too much to keep them open. I cringe, shielding my face. After a few moments, I feel the light slowly begin to fade. When I open my eyes again, Leanna is still on the ground. She gasps awake. Are you okay? I'm still on my knees, hovering beside her.
I think so.
Leanna lets out a deep sigh.
I'm happy all of that was just a terrible dream.
Yeah, you're welcome, by the way. She shivers.
I know that's not how it happened, but hearing it was still unnerving.
I note. She releases heavy breath.
Thank you.
Yeah, I note. Leanna glanced around. She must have spotted the others because her face froze in concern.
Are they okay? What's happening to them?
Probably the same thing. Give me a minute. I think they're trapped inside their own illusions. When I touched you, I was able to see and hear everything going on. I think we can help them too. She nods, still visibly shaken.
Right.
Take a rest. I held her stand and then we drag our way to the others. Zack is the closest. His face is surprisingly calm, as if he was just cuddled up for an afternoon nap. Even so, I feel an impending sense of dread. What kind of illusion is Zack facing? I can even begin to imagine some of the awful things he must have seen in his past as a mercenary. Are you ready? Leanna nods. Together we bend down and touch his arm. There is that same low moaning sound, a flash of light which blinds me. Leanna and I find ourselves at a campsite. A few silver stars wink overhead. The air is cool and calm. Fireflies blink in the distance.
Where are we?
Not sure. There is an abrupt roar of laughter. We turn around to see Zack sitting around fire with a large group of people. They all burst into laughter. Wave of laughter, and Zack joins in their merriment. I was expecting something darker, but he's actually happy. My stomach clenches. I'm not sure if that's worse or not. Zack glances over at a few cards in his hands, and the others are also hunched over their own cards.
Damon, do you have any sixes?
My heart gives an unpleasant twist.
Oh,
Worry crinkles between Leanna's brows.
Damon. That's his old mentor, right?
I note, I remember some of the stories Zack told me about Damon, whatever, at the inn. I'm sorry, Damon. He looks just as humble and strong as Zack described him to be. Damon chuckles.
Not today, my boy.
Zack sighs and begrudgingly takes a card from the pile.
Hey, Zack. You don't happen to have any sixes, do you?
Zack frowns. Voir chuckles. He has the same bright red hair, but he looks younger. Here, a few of the marks on his face look fresh, like he got them recently. Zack grudgingly hands over his cards. A grin sprawls across Vair's face. He places down several matches.
Looks like I win again.
The others throw their heads back and groan, but they're laughing. Zack shakes his head.
You always seem to win.
Vair shrugs, feigning humility.
What can I say? I'm just lucky.
Damon claps a hand over Zack's shoulder.
Maybe next time, Zack.
Oh boy, I'm afraid now to see what Kara will have. Holy crap. Hers will be like, probably the worst. Well, Zack's is also freaking bad. Zack's mind is looking appreciative. My stomach turns. Zack, this isn't real. Zack pauses, he lifts his head up and turns in our direction.
What's wrong?
He shakes his head.
Nothing. I just thought I heard my name.
Vair laughs.
Getting a little crazy there, Zack?
A faint blush dusts his cheeks. He shakes his head.
No, it was nothing.
Leanna frowns next to me.
This isn't good. What if he doesn't want to leave the illusion?
Hey guys, dinner's ready! There was no voice, so everyone perks up.
Oh, great. I'm starving.
One of the men passes everyone in the group a bowl of soup. Just as soon as Zack is about to begin, someone hands Vair a bowl. It's twice the size as everyone else's. Zack barely blinks an eye.
You've got to eat up there. I can't have my star pupil going hungry.
Whoa. Vair flashes Damon a bright smile.
Thanks.
Wait, but it was the other way around, right? Damon takes a few bites of his soup.
Oh, by the way, Zack, after we're done, you can clean up for the night.
Zack blinks.
Me? But I cleaned up the last 3 times.
Damon smiles, looking apologetic.
There needs to have his strength to run point on the Crystal Rail mission tomorrow.
Zack blinks.
Wait,
Zack's held breath seems to leave his body.
the crystal rail?
Ver lets out a bitter laugh.
What? Did you think you were running point?
Realization washes over him. Zack's face pales.
That's not...
He shakes his head.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
Zack looks like he's remembering. Hope flourishes in my chest. Help Zack, let him come to realization. You know what? I'm going to help him. Why not? Let's nudge him a little bit there. You ran point on that mission, Zack. Not Ver. Ver betrayed you. Zack's brow furrows. I know he heard me.
I ran point on that mission.
What are you talking about?
Damon raises his eyebrows.
Zack, you're not making sense. We haven't done the mission yet.
Zack's eyes go dark. It's like his very soul has flown somewhere far, far away.
No, we have.
His grip tightens around his bowl. Damon's brows crinkle. The others stare at him.
What are you talking about?
He lets out a nervous laugh.
You're starting to worry me.
Zack slowly raises his head. His eyes are bleak.
No,
His bangs cover his eyes.
this isn't real.
Damon shifts under his gaze.
What do you mean?
Zack looks up. He seems to have trouble getting the words out.
This was... nice. Seeing all of you again.
The group looks at him, but no one speaks. Zack stands up and brushes himself off.
You're leaving?
Zack nods.
I'm moving forward with my life. I'm not living in the past anymore.
Let's go! He stares down at Damon. Damon finally smiles.
Take care then.
Always.
A bright light bursts across our eyes. It's like a star exploded and filled the entire campsite. I flinch, throwing my arm over my eyes again. The heat from the light gradually begins to decrease. I feel it start to dim. When I lower my arm, a few bright spots blink in front of my nose. It takes a few seconds for my eyes to refocus, and I realize we're back in the temple. Zack groans, slowly hoisting himself up. He rubs his head. Leanna's brows crinkle.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Despite what happened, he seems to be at peace. These illusions use our memories. A shiver runs down the length of my spine. How does this place know so much about us? Zack shrugs. He doesn't offer any answers. Leanna, meanwhile, seems just as spooked as I am.
I don't know. We'd better help the others before they slip further away.
Yep. I nod. We walk a little further down the corridor before finding Kara. Her brown ponytail is sprawled out behind her. Her face is wrought like she's having a nightmare. She flinches as we crouch down. I notice Zack's jaw is tight. He reaches out and touches her shoulder, and Leanna and I follow suit. There's a flash of light. When it fades, I find myself standing between Leanna and Zack inside a small room.
My decision is final.
Huh? I look up. Zack is standing across from Kara with his arms crossed. Wait, what? I glance at the Zack beside me and then back to the scene. Is that other Zack an illusion? Kara's eyes shimmer with tears.
What did I do wrong?
You know exactly what you did wrong.
Kara's face crumples.
Please, don't.
She crosses her arms, hugging herself.
Please.
Don't pretend to be sorry now. You deserve to be alone.
Huh?
What?
The real Zack's face curdles into a snarl.
You bastard.
He lunges forward and punches fake Zack in the face.
Ow!
He stumbles backwards, clutching his nose.
What the hell?
Furry contorts real Zack's face.
What is wrong with you? What? Who are you?
Zack strikes again him again. Him again. So hard his head reels to the side.
Ow! Like hell, I'm gonna let you walk away from the greatest thing that happened in your life.
The other Zack wraps his jaw. His eyes stare wide at real Zack. I can see the shock and dismay in them. It's a weird look.
How are you even doing this?
Zack punched him again in response. Hold back, Zack. Why are you hitting yourself? Don't interfere. You know what? No, I'm not going to interfere. Zack seems to have the situation under control. He doesn't need my help. Lynx.
Wait.
It seems as though she's just now beginning to process what's going on. She looks between the two Zacks. I can see the coke stirring her head, piercing everything together. Finally she smiles, a blush dusts her cheeks.
I'm the greatest thing that has ever happened to you.
A white light shimmers. It blooms and sparkles over the entire area. Wow, I totally expected something completely different here. Not this. Once again, we are taken out of the illusion and find ourselves back inside of the temple. Zack rolls and swings forward, his fist whistling through the air. He stumbles and rights himself at the last minute.
Where is that guy?
He whirls around, searching for him. Kara beams. She rushes over and throws her arms around Zack. Zack freezes. Kara strangles her head into the crook of his neck.
So,
What?
I'm the greatest thing that has ever happened to you.
Zack's face flashes ruby red.
I only said that so you'd wake up.
She continues to nuzzle him.
No take backsies.
Turns away, still red, but he doesn't fight out of her grasp. I clear my throat. You guys will still have to help Amelia. Kara blinks, noticing us for the first time, and her expression becomes serious. She steps away from Zack, but not before snatching his hand. He gives her a confused look as she interlocks their fingers.
Come on, let's go find Amy.
We walk a little further along and find Amelia. She's sprawled across the floor. Her face, usually a mask of calm, is twisted with something unpleasant. I frown suddenly uneasy. Whatever is going through, it doesn't look good. As soon as I reach out and touch her arm, that same white light engulfs my vision. When it poofs out, I find myself back in Illumia.
This is the inn from Illumia, isn't it?
I look around. Yeah?
Greetings.
I wheel around. Amy standing at the bar talking to Leanna. I blink. Why does Amy see an illusion of Leanna? The real Leanna flashes.
I don't know.
Amelia doesn't seem to even notice our presence. She continues on.
I am aware of the true location of Ember Mist.
My mind starts racing. By the way, isn't the eyes of Leanna here kind of lacking life?
Wait, Ember Mist.
A light bulb goes off in my head. This is the day we first met Amy, when she asked us to join our group. Leanna nods, looking worried. Why would Amy's trial be something like this?
You're just a kid. You should go back to the academy. It's too dangerous out here for someone your age.
Wow. Amelia turns pink. Someone as young as her. Realization washes over me like cold water. Everywhere Amy went, she was treated like a kid. The academy didn't take her seriously. Even us as a group are always babying her. Is this Amelia's worst fear? To always be seen as a child?
I think you are mistaken about my age. I am a student studying to be a mage caster. I have received top marks in all of my classes.
The fake Leanna laughs, shaking her head.
Aw, that's adorable. Little Amelia gets top marks. Do you want me to give you a gold star sticker?
Amelia flinches as if the fake Leanna had just struck her. Pain flashes behind her eyes. I've never seen her look this devastated before.
It would be a lot of work to protect you. I don't want to be a full-time babysitter while traveling.
Zack frowns as he sees Amy's distress. He shoves Leanna towards her illusion.
Go out there and punch your fake self in the face!
What?
She stumbles, catching herself, and comes face to face with Amelia. Amelia blinks in surprise.
Why are there two of you?
The real Leanna panics.
You can see me?
Yes.
The fake Leanna gives real Leanna a strange look as if to ask what she's doing there.
Don't listen to this imposter, Amy. You're the one that came out of nowhere. Clearly, you're the imposter.
Amy pauses.
Perhaps this is another trial.
She's like, I know. She taps her chin in thought.
There is really only one way to settle this.
Both Leannas stare at her.
How?
Each of you must attempt a flirtatious encounter.
Of course! The fake Leanna smirks.
This will be a piece of cake. I refuse!
Leanna crosses her arms. Amelia does not even blink. She looks at the real Leanna and nods.
I am certain of who the real Leanna is, and I will no longer believe the lies of the other one.
Hey there, sailor. The white light flashes instantly. It floods the room before fading away. A few seconds later, we find ourselves back at the temple. As our vision refocuses, Leanna looks at Amelia.
How did you guess which one was me so quickly?
Kara interrupts before Amy can answer.
Because you're a prude.
Leanna's eyes grow wide and she crosses her arms.
I am not.
Kara snickers. Leanna looks to Zack, who shrugs.
You definitely are.
Yeah. She looks at me. She quickly looks away. My chest aches again with a fresh wave of pain. What I wouldn't give to be able to feel her affection once more. I shake my head, shaking away those thoughts. Amelia, who stood on the floor, raises to a stand. She rubs the back of her head in thought.
It is most interesting you were all able to join me in the same illusion. Was it the same for the rest of you?
We nod.
I see.
Well, nobody was in mind for... She still looks a bit bothered, except for Pango. Pango, you were the one that saved us. Anyway, she still looks a bit bothered by what she saw in her illusion, but she crosses her arms.
Perhaps it would be best to keep moving. I believe that was a temple trial we just encountered. We must be close to the heart of the temple.
That's true. Normally after completing a trial, you'll be sent into the room with the elemental.
Hey, do you guys see that?
She points to a door. The carvings on it are rather intricate. I can see some more symbols and elaborate swirls and whirls. It's a deep plum purple, standing out amongst the stone.
Do we attempt to open it?
Zack shrugs.
It's not like there's another option.
Let's go. I lead the way to the door, and the others follow. We step through the door. Standing in the center, directly facing me, is the Shadow Elemental. Ooh, I like her. I like the fire one. This one is good as well. Damn. Those two are the best, probably. Her long hair falls delicately to her back, flowing around her gossamer gown. Her dress hugs her every curve. As I lift my gaze, her violet eyes meet mine. I open my mouth to speak when a gasp interrupts me.
The elemental.
And I glance over at my friends, who are frozen in wide-eyed shock. Emmy's eyes are the size of saucers. Her mouth is open in silent wonder. I can almost see the questions racing through her mind. Leanna's expression is one of more quiet amazement. She carefully looks the elemental up and down. Zack slowly shakes off his surprise and resumes his usual expression, while Kara doesn't even bother to mask her appreciation. Wait, you can see her?
I sure can. No wonder you went ahead and kissed the last one.
Always with the dunks, Kara. My gaze darts towards Leanna. She pretends like it doesn't face her, but she refuses to meet my eyes. Zack claps a hand on my back.
Guess you aren't crazy after all.
Thanks. Throughout the whole encounter, the Shadow Elemental's gaze remains on me. As I refocus on her, a smile lights up her face. Her dress shimmers as she takes a step closer.
Child of the other world, you have finally arrived.
I guess so. Her voice feels familiar yet strange, like a melody I can't quite place. It's quite yet resounding, delicate but powerful. Holy talking elementals! Be cool, be cool, be cool. Be cool! Oh, so we can talk. That's helpful.
Yes, I can speak.
Cool. You're the first one to talk. None of the other elementals spoke.
Yes, for the safety of Mortalis Terra, they could not.
How come?
In order for us to manifest fully onto Mortalis Terra, it would drain a dangerous amount of energy. Because of that, my sisters have merely projected illusions of themselves to help guide you.
So, are you an illusion too? She shakes her head and her hair brushes alluringly over her chest.
Shadow energy is in excess here. I came seeking
You need my help.
Ether Terra, where I am from, and Mortalis Terra work in conjunction with each other to maintain the balance of energy. When Terrans use energy, it returns to Ether Terra. And when we use energy, it flows back to Mortalis Terra. This is the reason why maintaining the balance of energy is important. It is so both of our planes of existence can live and thrive upon our shared world.
Okay.
But we noticed an irregularity. Shadow energy was being used less on Mortalis Terra, and as a result, there was less shadow energy available in Ether Terra. But the other elemental energy usage remained unchanged. My people grew increasingly restless at the lack of shadow energy in our world. Some decided to take matters into their own hands. Slowly, shadow energy increased in use until it was back in balance with the other elements. And yet, shadow energy continued to grow and grow, and now the imbalance has returned, with the scale tipped to shadow energy.
That must be because of Void tainting other magic to shadow.
Leon's voice is soft, barely a whisper, but it surprised me nonetheless. The dip in shadow energy they felt in Ether Terra must be a result of the ban of shadow magic after the Treaty of Isaria, and the spike must have occurred after Void began tainting spheres. For the first time, the shadow elemental's gaze slides over to Leanna, who falls quiet, uncertain, under scrutiny. The shadow elemental smiles softly. Her gaze continues to Zack and then Kara, but lingers on Emmy.
You have a strength and ability much greater than your age.
Ugh. Emmy continues to stare in awe. She's too awe-struck to speak. The shadow elemental smiles reassuringly. A gentle silence falls over us as I contemplate all she just said. This isn't what I was expecting.
Time is of the essence. I should not remain here much longer, but I'm sure you have questions.
My mind tries to questions. There's an elemental and she's not from here and she's talked to me. That in itself is a lot to wrap my head around. I take a deep breath and force myself to calm down and collect my thoughts. Oh boy. All the questions. All the questions. They'll be answered. What is Ether Terra? You said you were from Ether Terra. Where is that?
It's on Terra, but on a different plane of existence.
I furrow my brows. I see. That explanation makes enough sense to me. What are you? What is an elemental? She delicately cocks her head.
Your titles are not the same as ours. I'm not familiar with elementals.
That's the term Terrans used to refer to you, I guess.
Oh.
A smile plays at her lips and she runs her fingers through her hair thoughtfully.
Elemental. I like it. I am the Shadow Magistrate.
Ooh.
As such, it is my responsibility to maintain the balance of shadow energy flow between Mortalis Terra and Ether Terra, and to balance the shadow element among the other elements.
Got it. That's quite interesting. She smiles. I can understand why the Terrans view the elementals as deities, but it sounds like that's not the case. They're more akin to societal leaders. What are the temples and their trials? If Terrans build these temples for you, why do the temple trials exist?
Every elemental energy type is manipulated in a different way. The trials are created by us and tailored to determine the capacity one has to handle that energy. The trials are implemented and watched over by the Guardians. They ensure the integrity of both the trials and the participants.
Got it. I remember the fire folks at the fire temple, but where were the other Guardians? Oh yeah, that's true. How come I didn't see all of the Guardians at each temple?
The Guardians do not always appear. Some do not wish to be seen, but all are present within their temple.
Gotcha. I remember the trial in the water temple. I wonder if that imitation Emmy was actually the Guardian in disguise. I see. She nods. Why me? Was it you who brought me to Terra?
Yes.
Why did you pick me?
We sensed the fortitude of magic ability on the parallel world was significantly stronger than here on Terra. So my sisters and I opened the rift to that world.
Oh. But why?
The humans from that world, your world, have a capacity for magic that is unseen here on Terra.
Wow! How is that possible? Earth has no magic. She shakes her head.
I do not have the answer to that.
That surprised me. I guess the elementals are not as all-knowing as I expected. They have their limitations too. But why did you choose me specifically? She looked at me.
We hope that a champion from your world traveled through the rift.
I kinda expected. You were kinda handsome. Anyway, so it was purely by chance that I was chosen. How do you know that I would come and collect the energy? You know, that's the last question, so... Where were they? Like here. You were waiting for me. How did you know I'd come here to... or go to any of the temples?
We believed that you would naturally find the areas of high energy concentration, if only to find a way to return home. My sisters tried to guide you as much as they could.
Did they know? I guess it was just lucky that we encountered Void and pieced together what was going on. How did you know I'd help you even after learning about Void?
We had faith in you.
Oh my god, it feels so nice, someone having faith in me. That was risky. That was risky, yeah. But, well, it is me, so of course I will help. And here I am, your faith was well put. She nods. That's all I need to know for now. We should get moving and stop the Void. Leanna stirs gently beside me, reminding me of her presence. I'd forgotten they were still there. It makes sense that they remained quiet, to let the Shadow Elemental explain. Kara steps forward.
Sorry to interrupt, but how come we can see you?
The Shadow Elemental turns to face her. Her hair floats behind her before falling back in place.
In this manifested state, I exist in your plane.
Kara digs an elbow into Zack.
And someone here didn't believe the elementals were real.
He crosses his arms.
Yeah, well, someone also told us Void would be here, but I haven't seen them anywhere.
You're right, it's been quiet.
If they aren't here, then where would they be?
Besides this location, I can sense one other area with a strong congregation of shadow energy.
Huh? Emmy nods, finding her voice again.
Perhaps that is where Void is located.
Woo! Is it nearby?
The elemental shakes her head.
No, but I can send you where you need to go.
Say what? By opening a rift. She nods. Maybe she can send me home now. Don't say anything. Don't. No. Don't say anything. It's pretty helpful that she can open a rift. The elemental reaches out her hand. For a moment, nothing happens, but then a small purple hole the size of a pea tears open in the space in front of us. It eats the surrounding space until the opening is large enough for a person to fit through. I strain it as the jagged fabric of reality falls around it. The rift opening is a rich lavender with no indication of where it leads. It feels ominous and familiar. My friends look stiffly at the rift, distrust and hesitation in their eyes. Only Amelia looks intrigued and excited by it.
The balance of the elements must be restored. We're counting on your help.
How come you don't come with us?
This temple has a tremendous amount of energy. It's safe for me to manifest here for a brief time, but I cannot manifest elsewhere, lest it cause irreparable harm to Mortalis Terra.
Okay. Amelia steps up the rift, but the elemental stops her. She faces me again.
There is something I must give you first.
Oh? She steps towards me, her dressing billowing behind her. She reaches out her hands before she touches me. Leanna pulls me away.
Hold on.
What? The Shadow Elemental remains frozen. Her eyes are expressionless as they land on Leanna.
You've seen the kind of damage shadow magic can do. Are you sure it's safe for you to accept that?
I mean, what does it matter, really?
Shadow magic on its own does not do harm, as is the same with any element.
But the corruption it can cause.
I put a hand on Leanna to reassure her. It will be no different than when I observed any other element. Everything will be fine. Her brows are still creased with worry, but she nods and steps back. The Shadow Elemental places her palms around my face. Her initial touch is like getting hit with a snowball, an icy impact which fades into nothingness. A smooth stream of energy pours into me, soft as silk and as cold as ice. It thrills me my bones, darkening my spirits, my teeth begin to chatter and my body shakes. My vision clouds as wave after wave of energy forces itself inside of me. Oh boy, they cling to me and twist and crawl within me. I feel numb, yet my senses are heightened. It runs through my veins, waveless, but present like a shadow. Everything kisses as when she breaks contact. I jolt back, blinking my eyes until my vision returns. She seems more translucent than before. Oh, Leanna rushes over to me.
Are you okay?
Yeah. And turn back to the elemental. Thank you! She nods.
I have done all I can. The rest is up to you.
Ikimasu! My friends also look back at the elemental.
You can count on us to help.
Thanks for all your help.
Yeah, thanks.
Wow, it's 2 words, not 1. Nice, Zach.
I wish time was not so urgent. I have many questions I wish to ask of you, but I thank you for all you've done for us.
Okay, that's why Amelia comes in and says a lot. The shadow elemental nods and indicates the rift.
Please proceed with haste.
I hesitate, staring to the brightness. What happens if I walk through here? Amelia confidently steps through the rift.
Amy!
Zack is right behind her heel and car races after him. Only Leanna and I remain. She looks over to me. As I meet her gaze, I nod which she returns. She runs through. Seeing my nerves, I follow Leanna into the rift. Ikimasu! The brightness surrounds me, engulfing me until it's all I can see. The muted silence is deafening. My blood races through me, but I can barely feel the adrenaline. I feel like I'm suspended in crackling electric air. My legs wade through the light. It's thick and heavy, as if I'm wading through the water. Time seems to slow, and yet an instant later, I stumble out of the light and into a forest. When I turn back, I catch one last glimpse of the shadow elemental. She waves goodbye before the rift closes behind us. Have we been here? I think we've been in this forest before. Forest of Grief. Before I have a chance to get my bearings, Kara immediately pulls me down. I'm about to protest, but she puts a finger to her lips. She points to a row of bushes keeping us from sight. I nod my understanding and stay quiet. Looking around, I see the tall trees overhead from a thick canopy blocking out the sun. The tree trunks are thick and gnarled. Many of them have heavy scarring. The grass beneath my feet feels thin and hard. When I look further out, the landscape changes to a barren patch of dry ground flocked with craters. It looks like some serious damage took place here. Footsteps sound nearby. I see a patrol group pass close to us. I hold my breath as they walk by. Luckily, they don't spot us. When they're out of sight, I breathe a sigh of relief. Kara relaxes slightly, as do the rest of my teammates. Where are we?
It would appear we are on the former battleground of the Battle of Asaria.
So we are not in that forest as previously. I take another look at the harsh land. It must be a really intense battle to have scared the landscape this much. Then looks at her manipulator.
I'm scanning extremely high levels of shadow energy here.
As am I. It is without question this is where Void's main base of operation is.
Oh boy. She fiddles with her manipulator.
And the energy type is specific to being transmuted into tainted energy.
Oh boy.
Can't say I'm surprised.
This doesn't add up. You would think a place where Void was last strongest would be a place that would be monitored.
Unless they have people inside.
According to the Mage Guild reports, they do monitor here.
Huh? Well,
Then what gives?
the person inside.
The shadow energy here is vast. It would appear Void has used this to their advantage, to not only mask their energy signature, but to also shroud themselves from the eyes of scouts.
Man, those scouts suck then.
We, however, appear to have pierced the veil by being on the inside of it.
Wait, so they didn't Ugh. The Shadow Elemental sent us inside their defenses. That's helpful. Void shouldn't be underestimated. They're dangerous, but not stupid.
Look there!
Leanna points in the distance. Tendrils of shadow crawl towards the sky. They flicker out and dance above the skyline. Amelia checks her manipulators again.
That location has the highest concentration of energy.
Then that's where we need to go to stop them.
Probably. The group readies themselves as Zack surveys the surroundings.
There's a lot of ground between us and them. Not to mention all the patrols, guards, and lookouts they'll have.
He is right. One does not simply walk into the heart of Void's operation.
What if I use shadow magic? Kara can sneak us in. Not gonna lie, both of those options are kinda tempting. I mean, she could try to sneak us in, but at the same time... Let's say this one. Let's give it a try with the shadow magic. I think I have a way. They look at me. I mean, I have shadow magic now. What if we turn it around on them and they'll shroud us in a shadow cloak? They seem skeptical.
You've never cast shadow magic before.
I can try. I closed my eyes and focused on the icy emptiness I felt when the shadow energy poured into me. I remembered its soft, biting touch. I mean, to be fair, given that we, you know, step by step were learning each of the elemental, I would say if you get a new one, you probably learn it faster, so it kind of makes sense that he might be able to use it. I raised my hand and a dark bubble of shadow engulfs us. Each reminiscent of the bubble Amelia encased us in the water temple. Zack and Kara inspect the bubble, poking cautiously at the sides. Leanna seems impressed.
You did it!
Most impressive, although not surprising considering his previous mastery of the elements.
Thank you.
Let us make haste.
I focus my attention on the shadow shroud as we shuffle out of the cover. My heart pounds in my chest. Will this actually keep us hidden? We pause as we hear more footsteps, and our set of patrols come our way. I hold my breath as they near, then sigh out when they walk past us. The shroud successfully kept us hidden. Quickly but quietly, we continue towards the center of the encampment. We make good progress, stopping only when we get too close to the patrols. I keep the shadow shroud around us, feeling the energy flowing out of me. Even though I've been casting for this long, I don't feel tired. All the training has finally paid off. Eventually we reach the inner circle. There is a circle of robed figures. Their dark hoods cover their faces, but the deep purple robes of void mages are unmistakable. The purple shadows fly around them, whispering and mixing with their chants. The tendrils whip wildly in the air as it continues to grow. They thicken the sky, shielding the light within a dark cloud. This is a lot more magic than we originally saw. We're about to form a plan when one of the guards looks in our direction. Hello! His gaze pierces through my shroud and he seems to look right at us. What's going on? I haven't stopped my magic. The rest of his squadron is staring at us too. I take another look at their uniforms. They wear armor and carry a sword, but also have manipulators. It reminds me of Leanna's garb. Are these Void Mage-Knights?
I have a bad feeling about this.
Same. As one, they draw their swords. The metal ringing echoes in the air. Their manipulators start to glow. Uh-oh.
They found us! Dodge!
A flurry of shadow bolts fire in our direction. We leap out of the way. My concentration is broken and the shroud collapses. The Void Knights dash towards us as purple energy gathers in their hands.
We need to reach the mages and stop whatever they're doing.
See, I don't think Void Knights are going to let us through that easily.
Then we'll fight right through them!
We ready ourselves for action. Oh boy! Click the magic icon! Boom. 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 Tin. Let's go! My breath comes in ragged gasps as I face the next Void Knight, but I don't hesitate. As his wings I whip past him and his sword pierces empty air. I strike from behind, knocking the sword out of his hand. Then using the blunt end of my blade and augmented by a rush of wind, I knock him out. He crumples to the ground. The rest of my team stand with me as we scan the area for more enemies. The ground is littered with fallen Void Knights, but the circle of mages still stands. Their chanting grows in volume as the shadows continue to multiply. They ignore our presence, entranced in their own world.
Perform the final channel.
No!
Leanna and Amy throw magic as the mages pour all of their energy into the dark shadow. Zack and Kara start to race towards the circle, but a wave of darkness washes over us, flinging us back. We're too late. The dancing shadow warps and surges, flickering claws reach out as it bursts through the ground and engulfs the circle. The darkness swells and reaches taller than the bigger trees, blinding me with its blanket of shadow. I hear the faint cackle of the mages as a surge of purple energy explodes. Shielding my eyes from the blast, I put my hand forth and summon a barrier of opaque shadow to protect us from the shockwaves. As the magic slowly ebbs, I blink my eyes back in focus. The entire place is littered with fallen void. Only my friends and I were protected from the blast. So the correct way. However, the shadows twist away to reveal empty eyes. They curl into long claws and sharp teeth, and I gape at the monstrosity looming in the sky.
What is that?
I have never seen such a creature before.
Leanna takes in the scene of fallen victims, her mouth twisting into a frown.
And it left a full trail of destruction as it emerged, without discriminating between void or anything else.
A piercing hole deafens us as the creature screams. It swipes a long claw at us, but I erect another barrier. Although I managed to block the attack, we're still pushed back by the sheer force of power. Zack's discharger goes off, shocking us back to life. The energy absorbed by the creature, and Zack's eyes widen as it fixes its lifeless stare on him. It swipes a claw at us, but this time I can't block it in time, and we are sent flying across the camp. My cheek scrapes along the ground as I fall hard. My team struggles to their feet beside me. Amy conjures a flaming sphere between her hands and launches it at the creature. The ball of fire disperses harmlessly across the shadow beast. Undeterred, Amy tries to freeze it in place, but it blocks her magic, leaving it unscathed. It roars as it swipes an claw at Amy, but Kara pushes her out of the way, and she takes the brunt of the attack. She's knocked back against a tree and slides limply to the ground. Amy rushes over to her. In the meantime, Leanna races around the creature, trying to draw its attention. Her soul glows a pale blue as she hugs at the shadow creature's base. It roars again, and coils of shadows wrap around Leanna's legs. She manages to wriggle free, but the tendrils are relentless, and soon she's trapped. All of our attacks are futile against the creature. Leanna and Zack motion for a retreat, but the creature shoots out shadows to block our escape. Slowly the shadows surround us and close in. We are forced to remain and fight. We share a glance and nod. We have to work together to take this thing down. Leanna and Kara both run in. Amy sends bolts of ice towards the monster, freezing and any tendrils which try to escape just in time for Leanna to slice them down. The creature howls in pain. He tries to swipe at Leanna, but Amy burns his claws with a ball of fire and it recoils from the heat. Zack aims his dischargers and shoots at any tendrils which try to reach Kara, while Kara firstly cuts ribbons of shadows off of the beast. Again, the beast lets out another shriek as the tendrils coil back. I bring up an earthen barrier to shield Amy as a sneaky shadow tendril tries to strike her. Then I cut it down with my sword. I blast the creature with a burning fireball and send a burst of wind behind it. The resulting explosion is twice as big as it hits the creature, straight in the chest. It stumbles back as we continue to advance. It looks like we're doing some damage. Another surge of adrenaline kick in as I let loose another fireball. The beast lets out another scream, one so shrill I felt it in my bones. It swells in size, growing and surging until it blocks out the sky completely. Raising its claw, it pummels us with a series of fast attacks. I bring up a shield, but the claw rips right through it. We're sent sprawling across the ground again. My face burns us. I scrape the dirty ground. Feeling bruised, we push ourselves back to our feet. We can't give up now. The creature watches us struggle and splits into a chaotic grin. As I stumble back onto my feet, I look at the rest of my team, still on the ground. They groan as they push themselves to their feet. My legs shake as I steady myself. We can't go on like this. I can already feel the exhaustion setting in. I won't be able to keep this up forever. Either I run out of energy, or my body gives up on me. Thought nibbles at the back of my mind. But what if I use up all of my remaining energy and channel it into one powerful blast? I know that if I do that, there is no coming back from it. My body is already close to hitting the point of exhaustion. Enemy has warned me multiple times about what will happen if I channel too much energy at once. But this may be our only chance at stopping this creature. It's too risky and uncertain, or unleash all of my energy. Ladies and gentlemen, what are we going to do? I'm thinking actually going with all the energy. Seems like this is the way to do, right? Let's go. All those temples with its deaths, all that energy I accumulated. I feel it coming deep within me, a gentle reminder that it's still there, as if it knows its time has come. It was all for this moment. The energy within me itches to be released, but I pause. That explosion of energy is dangerous for my friends too. I don't want them to get caught in the blast. I need to get them to a secure location. I can channel all my energy, shield my friends, fight off the creature simultaneously. But how do I get them to go? A rift? I look down the Pango. What is he doing here? He looks at me and his eyes harden. His body bubbles like the energy within me. I think I can sense what I need to do. Oh yeah! Isn't this guy have like unlimited energy as well? I mean, he nibbles on magic basically, so... I can feel the energy surrounding him too. My energy, which he's slowly been storing all this time. It sings to each other, wanting to be whole again. I think the Pango wants to let it free. But what will happen to you? The Pango gives me a knowing look, his eyes harden with determination. What will happen to him is the same thing that will happen to me if I unleash all of my energy at once. And you would still do it? A mix of emotions roil within me. I don't want to lose him, but I understand the decision that he's made. It's the same decision that I am making. Stay back! I push my teammates behind me as I step between them and the creature. I have to use all of my energy to protect my friends. To protect Terra, no matter the cost. If I have to risk my life to protect those I love, then that is one risk I'm willing to take. The Pango hops forward with me.
What are you doing?
What we have to do. The Pango's voice feels small, but the determination in his eyes is strong.
Wait!
The Pango closes his eyes and a bright light encapsulates him like a shining halo. The light hardens around us, forming a magical barrier. The dome cages me and the Pango in with the Shadow Beast, leaving my friends safely on the outside. I see my teammates shouting. They sound faint and far away. I can't make out their words, but I can still hear the pain in their voices. Soon, that is drowned out by the cry from the creature. It writhes in pain, twisting away from the bright light shielding it. Not gonna lie, this kinda... this called for a CG, you know. A freaking shadow monster in front of us. The whole group in the back, and you know, MC with the Pango walking straight at him. That would be so good. Anyway, with the barrier in place, I concentrate on the energy within me. But then again, I guess the power of imagination makes it work as well. Leanna steps towards the protect shield, her eyes glittering. She places her hands against the grid, banging against it. Her screams are muffled, as in the pounding of her fists against the dome. Energy from the dome sparkles each time she pounds against it. I shake my head. I can't hear her. She shakes her head, her hands trembling against the barrier. My heart aches as I watch her face fall. She looks so helpless and lost, and it's all my fault. But this is the only way I know I can protect her. I smile softly and place my hand against hers. The shield feels cool as the hum of energy vibrates beneath my fingers. She overlaps her hands perfectly against mine, but her warmth doesn't penetrate the cold, hard barrier. I'll keep you safe, I promise. She shakes her head again. Her eyes widen and she pounds against the shield again. The tears flow down her cheeks as she shouts again. Leanna. She pauses, her hand clings to the dome, her eyes glittering. I'm so lucky to have met you. I know our time together was short, but I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. You are the best thing to have ever happened to me. Even though she can't hear me, she sees the expression on my face and the tears spill over again, leaving twin trails of wetness down her cheeks. Promise me you'll be safe. I love you. I mean, this is easy choice, so... I'm gonna say the first option, of course. I mean, why would I not say that, right? I don't care that we're no longer together. There's a chance I won't see her again, and I need to tell her exactly how I feel. Leanna, I love you. She gasps sharply as she reads my lips. She clutches at the barrier. Then she uses her magic to try to break through the shield. When that doesn't work, she grabs her sword, but none of her strikes make a dent. I give her one last smile and turn towards the beast. The shadow creature bares its teeth and lets out an otherworldly howl. He continues to leap back from the light surrounding him. All of my rage and pent-up frustration bubbles within me. Remembering the malicious glee on that beast's face is what forces my anger to boil over. How dare that thing try to hurt my friends? How dare it threaten Terra? I won't let it! A scream rips out of my throat as I let the anger wash over me. It burrows deep into my bones, igniting the energy within me. All of the feelings of each element rolls with me. The tranquility, chaos, rejuvenation. I feel the white, hot flush as all of the energy rises through me, itching to be released. The light fan dissipates around the creature and it blinks a few times, trying to refocus. When it sees me, it growls and tries to swipe at me, but another shield blocks it. The Pango made sure I would have enough time to channel all of my energy. I won't forget what you've done for me. Feeling a renewed strength, I continue to gather the energy within me. Final stand. Click the icons as fast as you can. Oh boy, what does it mean? Okay. Water. Shadow. Water. Fire. Wind. Fuck. We are... Holy shit! Wind! Or is it? The shadow beast howls and wails on the extra barrier. With each solid hit, I begin to see fractures forming along the surface. Oh shit. Okay, this is epic. Just as the energy is about to overwhelm me, I throw out my arms and the power rises out of me, materializing as 5-pointed swords, all deadly sharp, and all poised to strike at the creature. Dude, you have the freaking... oh my... why do I not remember the name now? Just as freaking magicians had in Fate on the skin now. What were... magic circuits! Yeah, that's what you have. That's cool. As they emerge, they pierce what remains of my barrier. Dispatching kaleidoscopes of light at the beast, it shrinks from the light, howling with rage. My mind is strangely calm, my senses sharpened. I can smell the crackle of energy in the air. It's sweet yet spicy. The hair on my neck stands on end as the remaining energy continues to surge within me. As the beast shakes off the last of the light, it refocuses on me, baring its teeth. You don't scare me, boy. I open my arms wide again and force all of my remaining energy into each blade as it shoots out. The creature... Holy crap, you can see that now. This looks good. Again, if you made it into what I said as well. You know, with Pango, him walking at the beast, then behind... That would be like ultimate. The creature readies itself for impact. Instead, I force the blades into the ground, fracturing the earth and creating a perimeter around the beast. A beam of golden light shoots straight up from the swords. The shadow beast blinks as it shields its eyes from the light. When nothing more happens, it growls at me, readying another attack. Before it can, more beams of light splinter off from the swords and surround the creature. The feelings uncoil with me as the energy flashes into existence. Fire, air, water, wind, shadow. The beast twists around confused by the light, which continues to grow and grow in brightness. My body feels heavy as the energy gushes out of me. The light becomes blinding as my legs give out beneath me. I am on the ground, but the energy continues to expel out of my body. I can't control it anymore. With each wave of energy, my body heaves. Exhaustion blankets me and makes my body feel heavy. And yet, the brilliant light blazes hot, blinding me and chases the shadows away. This ends now. You shall not pass. GG. Cool guys, don't look at explosions. Yeah, let's pretend it's true. The sense now? Yeah, let's go with this one. I like this one the most. You shall not pass is overrated. GG, I mean, come on. Cool guys, nah. With my final ounce of strength, I pour off the remaining energy into the source. This ends now. The creature lets loose an anguished scream as it begins to dissolve. The scream lingers in my mind, resonating in my ears. Through the blinding whiteness, I imagine Leanna's smile just as dazzling as the light. And then, nothing. It's over. It's finally over. My friends are safe, and that's what's important. With a smile on my face, I let the brightness wash over me as my world falls silent. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to click now or not. I guess? Again? Okay. I blink open my eyes into a world of grey. Where am I? Feeling groggy, I rub my eyes and look around. Steep mountain peaks climb into the horizon while I stream bubbles nearby. It flows into the river basin underneath the splashing waterfall. Ooh. Oi, 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 oi. Water. Earth. Earth. Air. Shadow. Some fire with the flowers. Did we manage to also, like, get this place back into life? The scenery is very picturesque and looks straight out of a magazine. But the colors are all wrong. Everything in the immediate area around me is black or white or some shade in between. As I gaze further into the distance, I see a grove of trees with a pocket of green. To the left are a cluster of purple mountains. The more I look around, the more I see colors localized to specific areas. I wonder why only some places have colors and others don't. Soft voices catch my attention. I look over and recognize the spirits from the temple. They look exactly as I remember, but more solid, more real.
Those who summoned the Shadow Prime Vanquisher must be discovered to face the consequences. Their actions cannot be ignored.
Once your investigation begins, it will only be a matter of time before the perpetrators are found. Only those in energy surplus can open a rift onto Mortalis Terra.
The Earth Elemental's voice is sweet and melodic, like the birds of the forest. Makes sense if you say birds of the forest, I guess. If you said birds in general, that would not be true. The Air Elemental's eyes widen.
Such is forbidden, though. That is something they would have known.
Her voice is strong and carries far. It's strange hearing all of the elementals talk. The others nod in agreement.
Yes, and out of those who can cross over to Mortalis Terra, only 3 Shadow Houses have access to a Shadow Prime Vanquisher. The Shadow Houses have remained quiet ever since I took over the Magistrate. I wonder if they were all plotting this.
Probably. The Water Elemental places a comforting hand on the Shadow Elemental's arm. When she speaks, her voice bubbles and flows like the rush of a river.
You cannot blame yourself for these unfortunate courses of events. Their plan was in the making before you even ascended the Shadow Magistrate.
The Earth Elemental nods.
In truth, you handled the situation quite well, especially for being new in your role.
Oh, she's like the youngest of the elementals. Interesting. We have not heard the fire one yet. The fire elemental puts her hands on her hips. The heat of dancing flames is in her voice.
However, Sister Magistrates, our work is far from over. We must each return to our domains. If rumors spread that there are no consequences for crossing into Mortalis Terra, we may have our own houses who might hope to take matters into their own hands and try to summon our own elemental prime vanquishers.
You mean you all have one of those? Holy crap. I start pushing myself off of the ground, and the elementals freeze. The shadow elemental looks over to me and gasps. Ugh.
You're here?
Yeah, what's up? At the mention of me, the other elementals turn around and slowly make their way towards me. Their faces are a mixture of concern and surprise. The air elemental flits over to me and looks me over.
Is he real? No human has ever crossed over to our side before.
Well, I'm kinda real, I guess. Where am I? What is this place? The shadow elemental steps over to me.
This is the Ether Terra.
Ether Terra. How? The last thing I remember is defeating the creature, and then there was his blinding light. The elementals share a glance.
A light? Was it from your cast?
I think so?
And you casted all of the elements at once?
Oh yeah, to that I can say 100% yes. Yeah? They blink at each other in surprise. When the fire elemental speaks, she sounds pensive.
You must have inadvertently opened a temporal fracture, which pulled you into Ether Terra.
I somehow casted a rift? And yet I'm still alive, but all I remember is the crippling pain of the energy consuming me. Is that even possible? They look at each other, worried.
That I cannot answer for certain. Yet you stand here in our realm. No human has ever set foot in Ether Terra before, but no human has been able to cast all of the elements either.
I look around my surroundings. The landscape feels familiar, but nothing is the same. It all feels so overwhelming. All I want is to return to normalcy. It doesn't matter how I got here. I need to get back. Can you kind of like send me back?
Back where exactly?
Home to Earth, Terra. Dude. I said this multiple times. We are going to Terra. Back to Terra. The elementals look at each other and back to me. Then they nod. They prepare themselves to cast, but before they do, they look at me instead. Seeing all of them stand together, it hits me just how regal they look.
You do not wish to return to your world?
Heh. I shake my head. I have someone waiting for me in Terra, who I'm very eager to get back to.
As you wish. Child of the other world, thank you.
No, thank you! The shadow elemental lowered her head in respect. Each elemental nods to me in turn. I look at each of the elementals and smile. Hey, I appreciate all the help you gave me along the way.
I am glad it was enough.
It was our pleasure.
I'm curious if there are maybe more elementals.
We won't forget you. Or what you've done for us.
The elementals return to position.
Are you ready?
No? Yes. My vision goes stark white again. I feel the same crackle of energy. Electricity tingles my skin as I feel the waveless solidness surround me. Instinctively, I shut my eyes, and when I come to, I've returned to Terra. My friends are suddenly gathered together. Leanna has crawled to her knees, hanging her head in her hands. I can hear her sobs below, over the stifling of the grab. Zack stands stone-faced, looking into the distance at nothing. Kara's arms are around him, her head resting on his shoulder as silent tears roll down her cheeks. Emilius beside Leanna and awkwardly pats her back, her bright pigtails all over her, hiding her face. That was a good snap. What's up? I mean, that's what I would do. Tell everyone, okay, pretend to be a ghost. Let's go with that. I'm going nonchalant, fuck it. Carefully I walk up to the group. So, what are we all crying about? As one, everyone's head whips towards me. A pin drop could be heard in the resulting silence.
You're alive?
Yep. Leanna leaps to her feet and throws her arms around me. I stumble as I catch her and regain my balance. She squeezes me in a tight hug.
You're alive!
I'm here, yes.
I thought I lost you! Don't you ever leave me again!
I already told you before I wouldn't, remember? She pulls back and gazes into my eyes. I gently wipe the tears from her cheeks. Her crystal blue eyes draw me in as I study them, etching them into my memory. She grabs my face and pulls me into a long kiss. As we breathlessly break away, the rest of my team surrounds us.
What happened? How did you get back here?
It's a bit of a long story, which might be best saved for another time. Emmy nods.
Even without an explanation, it is still quite reassuring to have you return.
Thank you. Thanks, Emmy. I'm glad to be back. I missed you guys.
We missed you too.
Come on, it's only been like 5 minutes since he was gone. Don't be so dramatic.
Despite that his eyes are glittering. So, were you crying?
No, you were crying.
We all blink at the tiny squeak. Let's go. Out of my scarf pops a miniature Pongo, no bigger than my finger. He hops on my shoulder and squeaks again. You're alive. You're so tiny. Get it off. You're alive. Pongo, thank goodness you're alive. I lean my cheek against him, and he squishes his cheek back in a hug. I was so worried about it too. I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Leanna appears at the Pongo.
Oh, he's so cute!
Always have been. Has been. Amy squints to get a closer look.
He certainly bears a strong resemblance.
Well, yeah. All Pongos pretty much look the same.
Carol lightly punches Zach's arm.
Don't be mean.
The Pongo hops up and nips my nose. Yeah, that's definitely him.
I'm so relieved he made it too.
Of course, he's a tough little guy. I pat his head and he snuggles against my neck. Gradually, as the shock of my reappearance winds down, we all sit down to take a minute to just process everything. The creature was defeated and all of my teammates are alive and safe. But most importantly, I'm back in Terra. I look over at Leanna, who twists a lock of her hair, deep in thought. There is nothing standing in the way of us now. No looming threat of danger or the possibility of one of us leaving. We are finally free to be together. Zach clears his throat, breaking the silence and interrupting my thoughts.
So, we finally defeated Void.
I mean, the elemental said something about 3 houses, right? So, did we? Kara gives Zach a strange look.
Yes.
Zach gestures to me.
And I'm assuming since you're still here in Terra, it means you weren't trying to find a way home anymore.
Leanna's gaze slides to me. She bites her lip in anticipation. Her eyes anxious yet hopeful. I smile at her. Yeah, that's right. She smiles, her eyes shining. Zach grins and puts his hand behind his head, leaning back against a tree.
Excellent. Then I believe payment is in order.
We blink at him. Ah?
My job was to protect Amelia throughout our travels, and, as you can see, she is in one piece.
I mean, he's right about that.
So, you owe me 42,000 points for my services based on how long this mission has been and how far we've traveled.
Holy crap. Again, we gape at Zach. The color drains from Leanna's face. We just saved the world!
Saving the world doesn't put beer in my stomach.
Even Carl looks at him astonished.
What about some of the loot you took from the temples?
That's a perk of the job. I was promised payment.
If the objective was to keep me safe throughout our travels, then your mission is not yet complete. In order to return me to Illumia, we will still need to travel.
Oh boy, you don't realize he will probably still count more coins into that. As the others try to reason with Zach, Leanna just stares.
Zach, you can't be serious this right now.
Zack fixes his stony gaze on Leanna, then grins.
You're right. I'm just joking.
There's a pause.
What?
Okay. He got me as well.
It's a joke? Like, haha, that's funny sort of thing.
I think you need to work on your jokes and timing.
I think it was a good timing, actually.
It's not my fault if you guys don't understand good humor.
Yeah, I'm with him on this one. He got me on this one. Zack crosses arms and pouts. Also, that's the kind of thing I would do myself, to be fair. Yeah, my mission is complete. You have to pay me this and that. Leanna breaks down into laughter. Her laugh is infectious, and soon all of us are doubling over with laughter, releasing everything that's pent up inside. All the hurt, fear, and relief. As I view each of my friends, I feel a warmth blossom within me. These are the people who mean the most to me, and no matter what the future throws at us, I know we can always count on each other to get through it. In them, I found my family. With them, I am at home. I am home, then no, it's got to be I am at home. 2 months later. I wonder why it's not full screen. Yo!
And so, our heroes triumphed. But that is not the end of their tale.
Wait, so we are still going?
Our talented mage caster, Amelia, returned to the Mage Academy and submitted the results of her field study.
Okay.
It
Ooh,
was
looking
received
good!
with much admiration. And to this day, her studies on the elementals are still being discussed.
Dude, she looks so good. And the legs.
Needless to say, the rest of her tenure as a student was a breeze, and she graduated with full honors.
Let's go. And the hat as well, if she wears that. That's so good.
After graduation, she donned the same black cloaks at the academy and became a professor herself.
Let's go.
She became something of an expert on the temples, and students traveled far and wide to study from her.
Totally worth it.
Although busy teaching the next generation of mages, Amelia never lost her innate sense of curiosity. Her latest research dives deeper into the secrets of rifts and parallel worlds.
Nice. Well, she was into that, like, crazily, maybe. She chuckles.
For all that has changed, not so very much has changed at all.
I guess so, yeah. She's doing what she likes doing. That's cool.
As for the mercenary and his dashing beauty, well, retirement suits them well.
You were supposed to say dashing beauty. I remember that. I'm so glad you do that. Oh, let's
Zack
go!
hung up his discharges, and Kara's finally grown some roots. Together, they combined their savings to provide other lost children what they've always wanted. A family.
Let's go! He so left his body.
They run an orphanage now, accepting all children who need a home. Zack teaches them all sorts of life skills, while Kara teaches them about art and history.
That's cool.
No matter how gruff Zack may be, he's careful and gentle with the children. In fact, they know that at the end of the day, Zack is just a big softy at heart.
He sure is.
Kara showers the children with love and affection, and encourages them to tease Zack. After all this time, it's still so easy to get him flustered.
Courageous. Kara is the best.
Have finally found their happiness and their home. Next is our formidable Mage-Knight.
Oh, beauty.
After the last battle against the Shadow Prime Vanquisher, Leanna returned to the Mage Guild to report all of her findings.
And this is... I'm not sure. Is it a changed armor a little bit? I think it is.
The guild was impressed by her fortitude and boldness in hindering Void's uprising. Her selflessness and bravery demonstrated she possessed the heart and spirit of what it means to be a top-class Mage-Knight.
Well, that father of hers and mother of hers, they probably won't stand in the way anymore after this.
She was promoted to the most prestigious rank of Mage Class S, the highest within the guild.
Nice!
She is the youngest Mage-Knight to receive such an honor. When her family heard the news, they all attended her promotion ceremony, beaming with pride.
Nice. So they turned around in the end. Nice.
Her father stood in the front row, and afterwards boasted about how his daughter embodied the strength and intelligence of House Dawn.
Oh, what a punk! That's nice, nice.
No longer does Leanna fret about what the future might determine for her. She knows that she can carve her own destiny.
Good, good.
And as for our hero,
Yes?
well, that is a tale for another day.
How dare you! How dare you! You punk! How dare you?
We'll fly over the clouds, take a breath, one more step. Together hand in hand, continue on, for the journey's just begun.
A new chapter holding things unknown. Every turn a chance to grow. Take a grab of life and hold it tight. I will soar, spread my wings, against the winds of the sky. I try, I can't always escape all the doubt locked here inside of me. Fear will never let me go.
I know that even so, I don't care. Watch me and you'll see. Once more, eager and strong. I am brave through our bond. Cause I know you're by my side. I fight the gleam of my sword, never ride. Now lost in a daze. There's so much I could say. With the rising of the sun in sight, charge ahead toward the
That was a good outro as well. The intro is pretty good as well, by the way. Wait, did I play the intro? I don't remember. Crystalline. Dude, pixel fade. Oh, there's still something. Location unknown. Everything is pitch black. I can hear someone flipping through the pages of a book. I hear low whispering then scratching of a pen. Ah, my head. Did I dream all of this stuff?
Hey?
It was such a good dream, I don't want to wake up.
Hey!
Someone shakes me.
Come on, wake up!
Huh? I sit up, blinking. Everything is blurry at first, but then a classroom comes in focus. A student in a green cloak sits next to me. I would be so pissed if you told me this was a dream and he would wake up in his library. Oh!
Finally you're awake. How can you sleep at a time like this? We've got to study!
I glanced at the mountain of books and groaned. Only after enrolling in the Mage Academy to actually learn how to be a mage have I realized just how little I actually know. Oh no, I missed out on study time. Can I go back to morning training sessions? Why did I decide to go to school again? Yeah, I get you about this one. First one, yeah. Being a mage was so much better when it was just me and Leanna waking up at the crack of dawn to spar. She's a way nicer teacher than anyone here. I sigh. Things were easier when the elementals were helping out. My mastery of casting the elements quickly diminished after that battle months ago. I think my fast learning had something to do with the elementals' magic, like they were high-toning my abilities somehow. Oh boy.
What?
He raises an eyebrow.
What are you talking about, Broseph?
Broseph. Wait, wasn't there a character in Ace Academy who called me that? Whoops, did I say that out loud? I said it was much easier when Amy was helping me out. Shinji lets out a strangled laugh.
I told you before, it's really weird when you call Professor Estelle by your first name. And a nickname at that.
I haven't crossed my arms, lowering further in my chair. Yeah, well, you'd think my old travel companion would at least give me less homework. Yeah! The Pango wiggles out my scarf and bounces onto the desk. He's a little bigger now, maybe a teenage-sized Pango. He leaps onto the books, scattering a few papers. That's right, Pango! Studying sucks! The Pango gives me a pointed frown and shakes his head as if disappointed. He indicates one of the open books. Oh man. Wait, are you trying to tell me I need to study too? The Pango nods. Shinji laughs.
The Pongo has spoken. Time to get back to it then.
I sigh, pulling myself together. I thought you were my friend, Pango. He grins widely and snuggles against me. Oh, I can't stay angry at him. My friend pops open a book and we take turns quizzing each other on our upcoming test. Something I would never do because I never studied with someone. Before long, I say my farewells to Shinji and head out. The sky is clear and blue. I shield my eyes from the bright sun as a salt breeze tickles my skin. With my studying over, I feel prepared for Emmy's test tomorrow. As I head back towards my dorm, excited voices catch my attention. I stop to check out what all the commotion is about.
Hey, there's a Mage Class S at the Academy.
That's crazy. There's no way one would be here.
I'm serious. I saw her at the entrance.
Wait, are you talking about that super hot girl?
Yeah.
Can I kick their asses? The second student laughs.
You're blind. She's way too young to be a Mage Class S. If anything, she looks like a student here.
I thought the same thing, but I saw the emblem. She really is one.
The other student's eyes widen.
Really? But it doesn't make any sense. And why would she be at the academy?
I wonder.
I don't know.
My heart jumps. I turn and start jogging towards the entrance. My heart is pounding as I pick up a pace. A feeling of warmth blooms in my chest, encouraging me to move faster. I reach the wrought iron gate and see a woman leaning against it. I recognize her blonde hair instantly, and a warm-hued smile spreads across my face. Her hair is longer than before, and her new armor makes her look majestic. Hey, Leanna! She starts at the sound of my voice, but I can already see a smile forming. She slowly turns around, still looking just as beautiful as the day I met her. Her blue eyes sparkle with warmth. A bright smile lights her face as she looks at me. My heart flutters.
Hey there.
Sailor! Oh. Good, they are together, thank. True ending achieved, let's go! That's all I needed. I actually don't know, there are, I think, a few endings, don't know how many for. Thank you for playing Crystalline. Finn. Yeah, I got a true ending, I need enough. Question mark, what? What's with the question mark? I need to know. Answers. I need answers right now. Oh, that was good. That was so... Wait, how many episodes was it? This one is... 22. Not bad. Not bad. Not gonna lie. This is a time of my short summer vacation well spent. Definitely well spent. No regrets at all. Pixel Fate has stepped with a good game once again. We played 3 games from them so far. Ace Academy, the continuation to a Kaori After Story, and now Crystalline. Wait, Crystalline was before Kaori. Interesting. But Kaori is connected to its academy, so that's one thing. No, Crystalline. And I have the next one from them, but am I going to jump into this? I'm not sure. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe we'll play something else! Actually, there's one more game. One or two? One is that. I think there was one more thing. But maybe I'm mistaken. That you guys at some point asked me to play. Oh, there's... Okay, I don't have this in the same folder, I think. Or category on Steam. We'll see. Maybe I'll jump to something a little different. After we played Crystalline. And then I'll play what you wanted me to play, sort of. There's also something coming out pretty soon as well, so... I would probably buy it at the release as well. So we can play it. Despite the fact that the first one somehow was not watched very much, but, you know, we are playing all of the games from the franchises. Or try to at least, so of course I'm gonna do it as well. What the game is that I'm talking about, I'm not going to tell you now. But if you are on the channel for a while, you would know what games do we play. Do we have like a ton of, on the channel? There's like, there might have even be 30 of them, I think, in the franchise. Whatever, that aside, Crystalline. Awesome. I loved it. I had a lot of fun. If someone doesn't know if to buy or not, yes, buy it. It's worth it. Definitely worth it. And apparently it's a week-long deal until September 12th, 75% off. So by the time this episode is out, it's no longer discounted. Still for, I mean, I feel like paying full price for this is worth it. Yeah. Especially since, as I said, I did know that there are different endings. Even though they are only for kind of one character, right? So for Leanna. Leanna is like the only romantic character from what I know in the game. No complaints, kind of. I would love to have Kara as a romantic option as well, but I have no complaints, honestly. It's well written, so it's not like that was a flaw at all, to be fair. We have the true ending today. That's what we are going to stick to as well. Because I have no clue how many other endings there are. And there are no achievements. So I'm not gonna be showing anything like that here. I might at some point click myself through trying to... Is there any guide for that? Steam. Seems like there are like 3 guides or whatever. So I might have a look at that. Extra music room. Oh, this is good. And country is good. I mean, all those songs are good. This one might be my favorite, I think. Or maybe not. Unfolding? No. Encounter. Presence of Fu. This is good. Oh, there's... Fuck. There was so much? Oh! This one was good as well, the Crystal Rush. I mean, overall, the music... Ooh. This is my kind of music, by the way, so basically. I like listening to anything, but this is like my most probably listened stuff to. That was good as well. Okay, cool.
We'll fly over the clouds. Take a breath. One more step.
No, let's go with Crystal Skies. Oh, it's not playing when we go out. Oh, CGs. There's been quite a few CGs here. That's true. Oh, the Pango and the first meeting. Oh boy, Pango was cool. And Pango was such a cool like. What? What did I not unlock here? Oh crap! Well, that's problematic. What the heck? I wonder what's hidden here. Fuck me. When did that happen? Before the beach? And after finding out what's happened to Kara's father? I wonder what's hidden underneath those. Oh! Alright, now I know I will have to play this. Because I want those CGs. But I will not cover this on YouTube. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. We'll move to something else. I'll try to find some time for that. Myself. There's some over here as well that I haven't unlocked. What the hell? After we were in Emmy's parents' house, okay. And after one of the towns. And before we got to those guys, okay. You know what, let's end it with this CG. This is a really good CG. Oh boy. Okay, so, not complain. One thing lacking, as I said, maybe. Little bit. It's not a complaint really. That you don't have like Kara routes or whatever, right? But at the same time, you know, the fact that they made kind of a few routes for Leanna, I guess it's okay. Music, great. Characters overall, dude, I loved all the characters, I think. At least when it comes to our group. The elementals, they were cool. Like, and also really good designs. Really good designs. I feel like, okay, one complaint. More CGs. like the one I was talking about with MC and the Pango walking to the shadow monster while leaving the others behind. I would so love to see that. I know there was one where the monster was there and we were like face to face with it. And it was good too. It was good too. You know, well, I mean this one, right? This one. This is good too. This was good too. But I would love to see the moment when we step away with Pango and go and kick some ass. Some monster ass. Okay. Dude, I don't really have much to say. It was a great journey for me. Hope you guys enjoyed as well. If you joined since, I don't know, this episode, or if you missed some of the episodes, there is a playlist in the description. There is a playlist in top right corner as well of the video. You might as well go through an entire journey. I'd say it's worth it. I enjoyed it a lot, so it's also basically recorded, like, I think in an enjoyable way. I hope so, at least. You can tell me that. And if you know, enjoyed, well, this video, you can like it. Why not? It's appreciated a lot. And if you aren't subscribed yet, please do so. We will be still covering more games, and hopefully more games that are as enjoyable as this one as well. Actually, lately I feel like I'm covering a lot of games that I really enjoy as well. There will be a sound from my YouTube, by the way, in a second, I think. Or maybe not, because I managed to silence it. Let's see, 2022. Dude, this year is a freaking mess, by the way, but let's see. The problems arrived somewhere in here. What do we play? Okay, Sakura Forest Girls, that was kinda meh, but... Saint Maker, the demo, that was good. Sakura Alien and Sakura Succubus 5-6, that was good fun. What else? Salty Kiss, One Last Salty Kiss was good. I can't believe the most popular girl in school is a lesbian just like me, that was good. The Snowdrop Diaries was good. Fluffy Daisy was funny as heck. Even for the link to it brought me some problems on YouTube as well, but whatever. What else? Secret Association. Hide by Numbers. Sure, there are some... Okay, the Red Wing was good as well. There might be some flops when it comes to games as well that I choose sometimes. But I feel like there is quite a lot that are good that we are playing here. Crystalline, definitely the good one. Definitely. Without a shadow of doubt. Alright, let's end it, because I'm talking and talking and talking. The one thing I will add, you can also go to my Twitch, Instagram and Twitter if you want. And that's it. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next game. Which I don't know the title of yet. Even though it's still the day when I can record a little bit during the day. So I might choose something on the fast. Yeah. I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully. Or I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully. Bye bye.